for Chapter 19, Exercise C, we open the map document app, and the map contains the final layer you created in previous video. The other layer were removed from the document so you can concentrate on just the final layer. So we go to File, ArcGIS Online. And we're going to search for the world imagery and add as a base map by clicking the Add button. So for the previous video, we union the populated jurisdiction buffer and the Portland Forest to create a layer containing communities in proximity to forest land. And then we unioned this layer to the lookout towers buffer to show which areas are within the visibility of lookout towers, and use this definition query to represent it as the FID underscore area at risk and less than and greater than -1, and FID underscore Portland Forest negative less than and greater than -1, and FID lookout buffer equals 1. Next, we will adjust the existing definition query to display only the communities at risk that are within the visibility of lookout tower, temporarily removing the forested area. In the table of contents, we're going to double-click the final layer. On the Layer Property dialog box, we're going to click Definition Query tab. And we go back to the Definition Query, open the Query Builder dialog box. So in the expression, we have click the white space so that the cursor appears at the end of the expression. We're going to click M button, and then in the field box, we're going to click Field Population Drift Buffer to add it to the expression box. Click the Not Equal To button, and then Get Unique Value, and then click List, double-click -1. So the query will be displayed in the definition query box. So now let's just do this and buffer not get unique value and not equal to -1. Hit OK, hit apply, hit OK. Yay, it's magically disappear. Very nice. On the map, now on the Layer Property dialog box, we're going to click OK. And then the map only features that satisfy the query are displayed. There are communities that at risk in the Portland Forest within visibility of lookout tower. The layer attribute table shows only the records that correspond to these features. We're going to open attribute table of the final layer. Open attribute table. So now the table shows 649 records rather than the original 1,598. However, take a look at the community field of the first 3 records in the attribute table. These 3 records are for a single community. And it is not the only case of duplicate communities. How does this happen? So during the unions, the populated jurisdictions buffer layer population jurisdiction buffer was overlapped by the forest layer, Portland forest, which produced small area silvers. To recombine the communities, you will perform a dissolve. So we're going to close the final attribute table, and then we got to use another tool in geoprocessing. We go to dissolve. On the dissolve tool dialog box in the input feature list, we're going to click final, or you can just drag it to the input feature. Save the output as final dissolve to my Oregon Forest Geo database. And going to click Save. In the Dissolve Fields box, we're going to check the boxes for community, risk, hazard, protection, value, and overall. And then we're going to click OK. Each set of polygons with the same community name was dissolved into a single feature. There. Next, you will quickly symbolize the layer to see overall risk ranking. So we're going to open the final dissolve layer property dialog box on the symbology tab. And we're going to click import. So now on the symbology, the import symbology dialog box, we're going to click the layer browse button and go to browse data. So now we're going to go to chapter 19, data, and we have the final dissolve layer file that was ready for us. And then check everything, import symbology definition from another layer in the map from a layer file. Perfect. And do you want to import completely symbology definition? Okay. And then we're going to click OK. Once we've done that, on the import symbology dialog box, we clicked OK. And then the import symbology matching dialog box, make sure the value field is list set to overall and click OK. So now we see it's overall and 1, 2, 3. Everything is good. High, low, medium. And the layer category based on the overall risk rating attribute, we're going to hit apply. And then hit OK. We're going to refresh a little bit. Now it's coming out. So if you don't see anything come out, you just refresh a little bit and it will come out. Open the attribute table of the final dissolve layer. So I'm going to resize it a little bit for this window. And move around. it's not working. Something is really weird. Because I guess it's the imagery. That's how it takes time to load it. I hope my computer will not die for me. Okay, let me save it. Save it. Always remember to save your work. Okay, now I'm going to move around. Drag this around. Okay, now let's just wait a little bit. And then we open this attribute table for the final dissolve layer. There are 49 communities at risk on the map. In addition, the other attribute chosen as dissolve fields risk hazards, and protection value and eval have risk rating values of high. H is high, medium is M, and low is L. These are included by the agency to show each populated jurisdiction risk rating, hazard rating, protection capability risk rating, value at risk rating, and overall risk rating. Throughout the geoprocessing task, ArcMap has automatically updated the shape area attribute, which allows the area of each community. The shape area attribute value is shown in square feet, but now you will create a new field and recalculate it in acres. So 1 acre is equal to 43,560 square feet. Okay, now let's just add a field first. Above the table title bar, click the table option bottom and click Add Field. On the Add Field dialog box, it's right here, in the name box, we're going to type acres. In the type list, click Double and click OK. So the double data type previous provides double precision floating point numbers, which means they are precise to many decimal places. For more about data types, we can look online, the ArcGIS Help Desk. We're going to scroll to the far right of the attribute table, right-click the field name acres and click Calculate Geometry if necessary. Click Yes on the message warning that you cannot undo the calculation. So now we add a field, but now you can see everything is null, and then we go to Field Calculator and click Yes. So make sure that the area is selected in the property list. Oh, 1 second. So now we're going to right click on it and calculate geometry. Calculate geometry instead of field calculator, and then calculate field geometry. You are about to calculate outside added session. This method is faster than calculating an added session, but there is no way to undo any result once the calculate begins. Do you wish to continue? And we click Yes. And we have to make sure that the field is area. And now we're going to do more for in the next session.